All right, Jordan, we're going to jump into some segments. I do see that you have something up here to share. What segment is that for, just so I know?
That's arrow pointing up.
All right, I was not planning on doing any arrow pointing up, so I'm going to let this be the official Jordan Hill sponsored arrow pointing up segment because I can see that he's got something that the arrow's pointing up on. So Jordan will do arrow pointing up. I didn't come prepared. Hand up on that. Imagine that, me not showing up prepared to my own show. Who would have guessed that? You do arrow pointing up, and then we'll hop into a predict to commit refresher.
Yeah, Ben's still on that bye week mindset. It's kind of
right.
sad. Two things. One, backup quarterbacks in the NFL. Kind of feel like Bill Simmons. Are backup quarterbacks having a moment? Bengals, Commanders, Vikings, 49ers, Jets. They played, 2 weeks of the NFL season? You got several quarterbacks banged up. You know who doesn't have to worry about a backup situation? The Atlanta Falcons,
That's right.
who took care of that in 2024. So just wanted to shout that out there. I figured you'd appreciate that.
I very much do appreciate that. Very fun, by the way, watching. I realize this is airing after the Panthers game. We're doing this before the Panthers game, and then it's airing after the Panthers game, so we could look. But I feel good about the Falcons right now. I feel good about the Falcons, but a must win against the Panthers. So
nothing bad could possibly go wrong.
Yeah, there's no way that we live to regret this one. If the Falcons season free falls, we're the reason why.
All right, my other arrow pointing up, Tim Robinson. It's been a few months. We went and saw Friendship. I think we both enjoyed that. He's got a new TV show coming out on HBO, The Chair Company. I honestly don't know a ton about it other than it's like he works at this company and starts to unravel like this huge conspiracy. But it's coming out on HBO. October 12th will be the first one. I think everything Tim Robinson does is hysterical. So I'm signing up for this one. I think it'll be a good one.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out after we watch that Friendship movie. I need to check out more of his stuff just because it's right up my alley. So I like that one as well, and I will check that out. Even though I won't tell our Paramount folks that you're pushing HBO Max movies.
There's enough love to go around. I'll say that.
That's right. That's right. I will say an arrow pointing up since I wasn't prepared for it, but it had me thinking of it when you brought up NFL stuff. James Cook, man, is just so awesome to watch. I think when he was at Georgia, he was like one of the more underappreciated players during his time at Georgia, to the point that I don't know until he had that field position changing run in the national championship game in 2021 that anybody fully appreciated or respected how important he was to Georgia. But I think that he's almost had like a post-college renaissance where Georgia fans have like fallen back in love with James Cook. And I think that they realize now how special he really was and important he was to that 2021 run. And I think that the way his NFL career has gone has made people feel more strongly about that.
Yeah, I'll just say on that, looking back to last year, I think he had like 16 touchdowns. And for people who follow fantasy football, I heard a lot of discussion of like, well, that was a really good year, but he's not going to do that again. Yeah. He's kind of doing it again. And as someone who has him in a dynasty fantasy league, thrilled to see it.
I just had this conversation this morning, but like, I don't think I ever would have expected to be feeling that James Cook was the better of the two Cook brothers. But it's like when you look at it talent-wise, skill set-wise, productivity-wise, accomplishment-wise, when you look at the end of their careers, James Cook is going to be the better of the two Cook running backs. And I don't know about you, but I always viewed him originally when he was getting recruited and early on at Georgia, like he's Dalvin's little brother. That's what he was. And it was like, he's a fine player, but he's Dalvin's little brother. Dalvin is James Cook's older brother. Like we're at that point now.